Bishop of Newcastle.
Thank you. Good morning, and thank you for your presence here with us. I have a couple of questions for Dr. Price, if I may, and one for Dr. Geoghegan. Dr. Price, do you think it's straightforward to characterise the bill as primarily about autonomy, and what might the implications for the bill be if autonomy is understood as interrelational? You know, no man is an island, as it were.
So the bill, as it set out, is primarily focused on autonomy. There are other models of assisted dying in other jurisdictions which are based around suffering. So autonomy is a thread that runs through this. Autonomy is a concept which can be interpreted in different ways. There is the very pure personal autonomy where somebody makes a decision uninfluenced by anybody else, but that doesn't reflect the way that people usually make decisions. People usually make decisions as part of their relationships with others, as you say, and those can be certainly, that's very normal. And that part of an assessment of anybody's need or anybody's decision-making would take into account the people that are important to them and the way that they've lived their lives. And that would be very normal in a psychiatric assessment, for example.
Thank you. Dr. Price, again, if the bill were to proceed as drafted, what consequences do you think this might have for any recognition that a person with suicidal feelings can be assessed and often treated, and therefore what consequences might this have for wider suicide prevention efforts?
This is something that we've thought about in depth. As you know, the Royal College of Psychiatrists has been campaigning for ways to care for people with suicidal thoughts, to reduce suicide. The mental health bill is obviously going through later stages in the parliamentary process, and a focus on that is thinking about caring for people with mental disorder. One of the things that we recommend when we ask for a review of the Mental Capacity Act suitability as a decision-making tool is also to think about the potential consequences for its intersection with the Mental Health Act. One of the duties of a psychiatrist is to think about suicide prevention, and that the Mental Health Act may well be relevant in that. So I think it's an important area for the committee to consider, and for parliamentarians to consider as the bill processes through the process.
Thank you. And briefly to Dr. Geoghegan, thank you for being here and for the work that social workers do. I recognise that in many ways you're on the ground in the granularity of life. And I wondered whether, are there any populations about which you have particular concern in terms of this bill?
Yes, we've been clear from the outset that social care in this country is in crisis, and people are not getting the services that they are entitled to. And if you're not getting the care services and support services that you're entitled to, an assisted death may be something which you wouldn't have considered otherwise. We're not experts in palliative care or end-of-life care, but the same argument applies. Unless those services are adequately resourced, that may bend people's decision a certain way. And of course, you know, much of social care is self-funded now. So if you're poor and you can't have access to those personal resources, even more pressure is applied to you.
Thank you. Thank you.